So, I know the title of my talk is pretty misleading. You may think I'm going to talk about architecture or some crazy Minecraft hack that lets you build a palace instantly. But instead, I'm going to talk about a palace that you can use to walk around with every day. Now, look around this room for a minute. Who's sitting to the left of you? To the right of you? What do you smell or see or hear? And how much of this are you actually going to remember once you leave the room? Now, in about 10 or 20 years, you'll probably forget my name, what I'm going to talk about, or even the fact that we had a TED Talk showcase here today. But what you won't forget is the layout of this room, where you're sitting, or even the way the light shines around you. This is because names, numbers, facts, dates, or even certain people are considered useless to your brain. Now, if I ask you to list out your freshman year schedule, you probably won't be able to do it. But if I asked you to imagine yourself walk into your freshman year math class, you'll do it without even thinking twice. This is because your visual memory dominates about 90% of the memory that comes into your brain. Once you familiarize yourself with a certain location or a locus, you remember it instantly. Now, what does a palace have to do with memory? You've probably heard it as the Roman room or the journey method, or the loci palace. The loci palace is an interconnecting web of locations that you are familiar with, that you can use to connect certain objects to a location. Now, for example, let's say you go to your friend's house for a party. You take off your jacket, you put it on a chair, and you go to the party, you have fun, you spend time with people, and you come back, and after the party's over, you know exactly that you need to come back to that chair to pick up your jacket. The palace works in the exact same way. You simply associate certain objects around a location and go back to that location to pick up the objects that you placed. Now let's try this out. I want you to think of a house that you walk into every day. It could be your house, your friend's house, some house on a Fortnite map, anything you know really well. Now, I want you all to close your eyes and imagine yourself walk into this house. Now, imagine yourself holding the letter G and it's glowing bright green. Put it on a table right in front of you. And as soon as you put it on the table, imagine that it's eating a delicious meal. Now, it's eating a delicious meal and it's saying yum, and it's being really loud about it. Now, go to the couch and then put down a single ant. And this ant is holding a first place trophy. This ant just won something and it's really happy about it. Now go to the kitchen and put down a single petal of a flower. And as soon as you put down the flower, imagine it whizzing around the kitchen really, really close to the floor. And make sure it's really down low. And after you've got that image in mind, open your eyes. Congratulations, you just built your first mind palace. Now, I just made you imagine a G that says yum, an ant that won, and a low petal. You just learned how to pronounce Geomentuan L'Hopital, a guy who you learned about in calculus. Now, the more vivid you make these objects, the more weird they seem to you, the more likely you are to remember them. Now, for example, if you imagine the letter G with big hairy arms, or the ant walking really, really fast all over the couch, it's likely that you will never forget this guy's name. Now, this is just a simple example, but you can use the loci palace to memorize practically anything. It's been known as the nuclear option, because using it for simple tasks is like showing up to a water fight with an intercontinental ballistic missile. And you may think I'm exaggerating, but this is one of the most proven and powerful techniques known to man. It's been used by memory athletes to set world records like memorizing 1,000 digits in a minute, or 60,000 digits of pi, or a single deck of cards in 21 seconds, which is an actual record held by Simon Reinhardt. Now, I want you all to look around the room again. Look at the lights behind you. Look at the color of your seats. And now look at the stage. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Imagine how many libraries are worth the memory of a single human brain. Thank you.